Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but
how do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in.
Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not.
Boxing insiders are chiming in on the upcoming clash between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Oscar de la Hoya voiced his support, wishing Pacquiao the best and expressing strong faith in his chances. He described Pacquiao as a true icon of boxing and insisted that the Filipino legend still has what it takes to win. De la Hoya believes that Manny's seasoned experience and warrior's heart give him a legitimate edge, even when facing a younger contender like Barrios.
I wish him all the best.
Quadra, I love him.
Can he do it?
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend. You know,
some nice ones, thank you.
he's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. speaks with deep respect, calling Manny Pacquiao one of boxing's all-time legends. His admiration stems not just from Pacquiao's titles, but also from his fearless attitude. In facing elite challengers, for Jones, Manny's return is thrilling. It's a rare opportunity to witness a beloved veteran flash moments of past greatness. He sees this as a powerful attempt by Pacquiao to revive his legacy and outshine younger foes, proving that true greatness doesn't disappear overnight. His heartfelt words echo what longtime fans hope for, that some legends still have fight left in them.
How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in two of his first three fights, then come back and do all the things that Manny did. That story is also just as awesome as Manny Pacquiao's story. You feel me? I mean, come on. Most guys can't bounce back from a knockout period. He got knocked out early in his career twice and came back and did all this?
Eddie Hearn shares his thoughts on Pacquiao's comeback with both appreciation and realism. As someone who's seen many fighters rise and fall, Hearn understands how risky nostalgia-fueled returns can be. He doesn't downplay Pacquiao's talent. Few fighters have matched his achievements, but he highlights the risks of inactivity. Long breaks can weaken timing and stamina, especially against active, younger opponents like Barrios. Hearn admits Pacquiao might still outperform Manny, but warns against expecting vintage performances. His tone is thoughtful, urging fans to honor Manny's legacy without holding onto unrealistic hopes.
It's a very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up, you know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Ricky Hatton sounds the alarm on how far boxing will go to keep aging stars in the spotlight. He views the Pacquiao versus Barrios fight as part of a disturbing trend, where older fighters are allowed back into the ring at levels that might be harmful. Drawing on his own past and pointing to cases like Mike Tyson's late career return, Hatton questions whether today's rules truly protect boxers. He doesn't deny that Pacquiao still has ability, but he's uneasy about whether he should still be competing at this intensity.
4 years he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing. today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing thing, you know, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, you know, Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back, though. You know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden, he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think he's. Did you say 5th, Joe? He's been already placed 5th in the world ranking.
5th in the. How can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fighter.
Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years, and you know, currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back. But we don't know what he's going to be like today. So you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time. Yeah. But I was a little bit past my sell-by date. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes.
Ben Shalom joins the conversation with serious concern. As a promoter, he understands the appeal of putting a legend like Pacquiao at the top of the card. But he also feels a moral obligation to prioritize fighter safety. Shalom warns that while Pacquiao's fame guarantees media buzz, the physical and emotional consequences of extended careers are often overlooked. He points to the toll suffered by past champions who went too far, emphasizing that the spotlight should never come at the cost of long-term health.
To Manny Pacquiao, unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, is moments. By taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur when it last of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Campbell takes a balanced viewpoint. He acknowledges that Manny Pacquiao is no longer in his prime age, catches up with everyone. Yet he also believes that exceptional fighters can still deliver memorable moments, no matter their age. Drawing inspiration from George Foreman's late career success, Campbell reminds fans that boxing has a way of defying the odds. He stops short of predicting victory, but keeps the door open for Pacquiao to surprise everyone one more time.
For a Senate position in the Philippines, so we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great, and this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around. Yep. People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Greg Hackett delivers a no-nonsense take, removing any sentimental angle from the fight. He sees this matchup as pure business, not a story of legacy or heroism. Hackett firmly believes that if Pacquiao were still in his prime, Barrios wouldn't stand a chance. But the present reality is different, in his opinion. Pacquiao is no longer the same threat. He's a recognizable name that sells pay-per-views. For Hackett, this bout is driven more by profit than prestige.
Like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like this. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans want to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So we want to make some money, and we want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So all right, fuck it, I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps.
Although Manny Pacquiao's training clips and confident attitude are widely shared online, many seasoned boxing experts remain uneasy. They admire his fighting spirit, but worry that his physical condition might not hold up once the bell rings. Training sessions are one thing. Facing a younger, hungry competitor like Mario Barrios in the ring is a much tougher challenge. Concerns focus heavily on Pacquiao's reflexes, ability to absorb punches, and endurance over multiple rounds.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said, hells yeah, if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.
From a business perspective, Manny Pacquiao's return is a logical move. His name still draws massive attention in the sport, and a high-profile fight guarantees strong viewership. For some observers, this fight isn't primarily about championship. Stakes is more about generating revenue. Mario Barrios, being young and marketable, adds to the appeal, creating a matchup designed to capture curiosity. Analysts viewing it this way see the event as a clever financial strategy rather than a pure sporting contest.
So why I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign, and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
Social media fans have expressed mixed feelings about Pacquiao's comeback. While many applaud his courage, others feel it might be pushing too far. Health concerns are widespread, with fans fearing that another tough fight could damage what many consider a near-perfect legacy. Some argue Manny has already achieved everything possible in boxing, and that risking injury or defeat at this stage isn't worth it.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion and Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. but he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Manny Pacquiao's motivation to return might be deeply personal, but critics aren't convinced it's wise. The boxing world knows how harsh comebacks can be, especially for fighters in their 40s. His opponent, Mario Barrios, isn't just younger, he's sharp, active, and driven. This combination makes the fight particularly risky for someone who hasn't competed seriously in years.
We could have Brian Hummer Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. That doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, so let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Because Boost, that's sitting in the lamp to slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting on the lamp to slaughter. This doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, they can really hurt. They can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. There's other fighters that Barrios can fight. He could try to fight Boost because I think
Tim Bradley is straightforward when discussing Pacquiao's return. He believes most fighters who come back after retirement do so mainly for financial reasons. To Bradley, this fight isn't about honor or legacy, it's about money. While he respects Pacquiao's achievements, he thinks this matchup looks like a final attempt to cash in. He also acknowledges Barrios as a smartly chosen opponent, young, skilled, and capable of pushing Pacquiao hard.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. He's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. That Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat.
The lukewarm reaction from many boxing fans signals a change in how comebacks are viewed. Instead of excitement, there's disappointment and worry. The idea of a 46-year-old legend facing a prime opponent doesn't inspire many. It makes them uncomfortable. Fans remember the brutal battles Pacquiao fought and hesitate to see him potentially fall short now. Reflexes, stamina, and toughness tend to decline sharply with age, and most fans understand this. Rather than celebrating, they hope the return doesn't end in heartbreak. For them, this isn't a dream fight, it's a late farewell.
A lot of people, from that side saying that, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm going to just be real, honestly, man, I don't care for this fight. Because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. It serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was not looking good at all in this exhibition. He did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, at an elite level like he did in the past. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, a younger fighter when, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. Way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao like damn near close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude, because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, fight anybody.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.